everybody, here I am again. Just again, I've got to say thanks to everybody that watches this channel. I've got to say that I really appreciate it. But like I said last week, I've got to make this really quick this week because I can't have too much of a yap, because this video, the Chitty one, is pretty long. So we're going to have to get on with it. Anyway, I expect you all showing get on with it then. Right, I will. I've got 3 mentions here I've got to make. Alan Harvey, Rob from Matchbox Garage again, Chris Mayer, Carlo Saloni, I think that's how you mention his name, HXJ 1971, Red Snap-On, or Re Snap-On, Brian Thornton, David Yates, Christian Harris, Rumble Cat Restorations. I've never seen that one before. Anyway, and all the rest of you, I can't say everybody because, like I say, we'll be here all morning or all day, whatever. Anyway, a few comments now I've had here. Somebody, Jerry Bailey, left a comment a few days ago. Really nice restoration. It's about the Moreland Rambler restaurant. You all like that one. You seem to all like that restoration. Really nice restoration, Bob. It would be nice to see the AMC Marlin as a car on its own without the roof rack and the trailer, and it's a really nice style of car. Well, I got a surprise for you, Jerry. Before I say any more comments, we're going to just take a look at this. Okay, everybody, this is the Rambler that I had as a donor vehicle. As you see, I've filled the roof in, and I've used the bumper from the one that I repaired there. As you can see, it's all sprayed up. So then after that, what I've done, I've repaired the seating. I sprayed that up with a bit of undercoat, make it look a bit cleaner. The door inserts also, I did them. Of course, I've done the windows as well. Anyway, there's the base plate all sprayed up, all nicely finished. And then after that, there's the old, another bit of filler on the roof because there was a few blemishes, and I've done it again. And then we've got the colour of what I was going to do it, because it's going to be I think it's a 263. So there's the roof sprayed. I've done it the other way around this time. I've done the roof first, then I masked it and done the rest of the paint. And that's not been glossed yet. That's got to be lacquered. Here it is all lacquered and all the bits. And then the final product, that's how it came out in the end, and I'm very pleased with it. So there you go. That wasn't too bad, was it? It came out right. That was the donor car. So there you go, Jerry. I must have read your mind. So hope you're happy with that. I couldn't be bothered to put it in a long video just to do that one, because you've seen the Marlin car. It's all the same car, just the roof I've filled in, that's all. But yeah, it came out alright actually. Anyway, Brian Stovers, long vid, 10 beers, 1 packet of fags, haha. Yeah, it's on about the last one was quite a long video, wasn't it? This one's even longer. So you need 2 packets of fags and 20 beers for this one. Alan Saxton, lovely jubbly Bob. Both car and trailer turn out like my Yorkshire pudding. Excellent. Yes, it was a long resto, but look what you achieved, the car and the trailer. And I'm pleased you took your time and went ahead with it. Many of us with cars and have trailers and caravans and boats. These things do take time, but time well spent. Well done. Thanks, mate. Thanks, Alan. Dennis Wood, nice work in commentary. Well, thanks. I didn't think I was very good at commentary. I just comes off my head like, it's just what I'm thinking at the time. Pete Raymond, if I had 3 of these, oh no, not if I had 3. I have 3 of these, he says, and the suspension on all 3 of them is gone or something. Another common thing I've seen is the roof line being slightly warped, but I was lucky. The 3 he's got, they've never been squashed or anything. And he says, pity no one has the bumper suspension replacement. Well, I did message you back about this, Pete. Flowers actually does make these, the actual suspension that goes right through with the bumper over end, the chrome piece. He does make them as a repro part, but this is the trouble. They're £7 each, so it's a dear start to your restoration. I mean, if you want them back, you're going to have to pay the £7 to start with before you start doing anything else. And then if there's a screen gone or anything, that's another £2.5, nearly £3. So this ain't a cheap hobby, Gaza P, love Trago Mills. Sadly, he's on about because I was on about the old, I'm always going Trago Mills down here, and they haven't got one in Birmingham. That's the trouble. Well, sorry about that, mate. Nothing I can do about that. But Keith Davies, hi Bob, so glad I found the channel a short while ago. I immediately subscribed. Love your yapping and restos. Caught up with your projects, and it's inspired me to start doing some of my own. Well, that's why I do this, really. Get you lot to get off your ass and get out and do it yourself, instead of asking other people to do it, you know, because you do get some messages that people asking you to do it for them. And this is the reason for this channel, is so I can show you how it's done and you can do it yourself. Still making plenty of mistakes, but learning along the way thanks to you. What is your most pleasing resto, and do you have a dream list of restos you want to do? Keep yapping, Keith. Well, like I said, I haven't really got a dream resto. They're all, like I said to you, a pain in the ass at times, isn't them? There is one car I suppose I'd like to do, is that Joe 90 car, but I'm buggered if I can get hold of one. I've tried a few times on eBay, but they seem to go up for too much money, and you know, it works out quite expensive, like, you know. But you know, that's one I would like to have a go at, because that one looks a bit fiddly. So I wouldn't mind having a go at the old Joe 90 if I ever had one of they. Shane Homeyard, that's a new name. Thanks, Bob. Looking forward to another year of informative. I just watched me the New Year's video what I put out, showing all the ones I've done, and he's looking forward to another year of informative videos. Need all the help I can get, and you certainly supply plenty of that. Thanks a lot, Shane. Derek Rowe, never seen this casting, so watching this video was an education. Looks fantastic. Felt for you when you were refitting the doors. Yeah, they were a pain in the ass, doors to get back in. That little bit of plastic kept knocking them out again. Well, on the red one, the one that I just showed you on the little clips, the donor car, the little plastic piece, because I had the broken one from the one that I'd done in the morning kit. I didn't put it back in. I left it out. I was there trying to get the bloody doors on, and they wouldn't have it. But they stays in anyway, because the base plate's got a couple of like hinge brackets on them. So when you put the base plate on, it all links in anyway. All that plastic piece is to give them a bit of spring. But I mean, once it's been all repainted, the doors will stay shut anyway. The paint slows them down, if you know what I mean. It makes it a nice tight fit, so you don't need to put that plastic piece back in. And it's only a display vehicle anyway. So I cheated and I left it out. So there you go. David Legault. Oh, this is Mr. Berlinetta. I'm going to call him. He's the one who kept on pestering me to do the old the Berlinetta, Ferrari Berlinetta, and I did do one eventually, didn't I? Hey Bob, GS17 and GS27 in the future? Question mark. It's not a radio request show, you know, mate. Come on, David. If you can get me them two gift sets, I'll do them. But I can't do them if I haven't got them. It's not a request. I don't take requests. Anyway, well, like I said, that's going to have to be it, because this Chitty Bang Bang one is a very fiddly model, and the time on this one just went on, and well, it was doing my head in the end. But I eventually got it done. So anyway, I'll let you lot decide for yourselves what you think of it, and I'll see you again very soon. But for now, it's bye bye from me. Right, folks, I know you've all been waiting for well, quite a few of you have been mentioning I haven't done a Chitty Bang Bang. Well, this one here was sent to me back along by Mr. Ian Hulley yet again. He sent me loads of stuff, but as you can see with this one, I've put it on the old turntable like this, so you can see, I mean, it's got a lot of parts to it. It's got the back light, it's got the steering wheel, it's got the frame, you know, the window frame and all that stuff. Everything seems to be there. There's no figures, but I put it like that on the old turntable because I wanted you to see the front piece of the actual chassis is missing, because the plastic piece on the bottom, if I twist it back, the plastic piece is meant to go into the front part of the frame. So as it happens, Mr. Hulley found a box of goodies for me to be able to repair it with in a boot sale. Right, this one here, as you can see, the old front's gone, because there's meant to be, under there's meant to be like that broke off, there's meant to be 2 forks that come out of there, and then that piece goes into the forks. I don't know what's happened here, it's like it's been tried to pull out or something, but you can't get that out until you take the bottom off. But that's meant to sit in the forks like that, and then that's what gives you the suspension on the front. But that is totally knackered now. That's all the plastic stretched, and it's naff. Now these can be very complicated, so you know, if you want to tackle one, entirely up to you. But they are very, very complicated. As you see, that all works fine, and the wings are pretty good on this one. So all that mechanism is all good. So all we've got to do is take this apart now. These rivets here, be very careful. Try and just get the heads off of them, because there's very thin posts behind there. That one there in the middle, that one's not too bad, it's like a normal size post. But these two at the back, it's just them flared out rivets, if you can see. And more than likely you'll have to glue that back on that part when you put it back together again. So that, you know, try and take as least off of there is what you can manage, because you want to try and keep, you know, if you can, try and prise it off, you know, cut a little bit off, but try and get it off with most of the actual bit of the rivet left, because then you can use that tool like I showed you before, this one here, and you can sort of push down and sort of flare them out again if you leave enough on the, you know, leave enough meat on the bone, as you say. But anyway, let's get this apart. Now when you take this apart, be very careful that the springs, because it does come apart quite easy, this bit, and all these wings will fly out. So if you want to, you know, when you're doing it, take photos of it, you know, if you're not sure how to put it back together again, and then you know, you'll be alright. But they're not the best, you know, they're not the best ones to restore really, because they are a pain in the bum. There's so many intricate pieces to these, it's just, you know, unbelievable. I mean, this here, I'm going to take all this off. I've got another one of these, what I've cleaned up a bit. That there comes all off. All this comes to pieces. You'd be surprised, because this chassis is naff. But I got a bit of a surprise, because the chap that sent me this one has been to a boot sale and he's found loads of bits, and I've actually got a good chassis. It's another Chitty Bang Bang, been took apart, and I've actually got a good chassis. There's the two pieces that come out that, and I've got a good piece of plastic. But as you can see, like, you're going to be very careful drilling these out, these pieces. So I've got to flatten all them down a bit before I put them back. But that ain't too bad. That'll go back on. I'll probably use this piece here. So what I'm going to do with that, I'm going to rub this down. I'm not going to strip this. I'm going to actually rub all this down in that and rough it up and undercoat it, because I'm not going to bother painting the front half of this. And, you know, less is more really, when, you know, I mean, the more you can get away with, you know, certain things, the easier it is, you know, if you ain't going to strip it also. And the base plate, I'm not going to do this base plate. I'm going to leave that original as well, because, I mean, look at the paintwork on this. There's nothing wrong with it, because that's the base plate we're going to be using. And we'll just get it all back working as it should be. Leave it original as possible, you know, and get it back how it should be, and it'll look more original. So I'm going to try and get away with, you know, not painting as much as I can get away with on this one, because, I mean, look at there's nothing wrong with that, see? And it's even got the actual, still original decal still on it. So really that doesn't even need painting. That, I mean, look at that. There's nothing wrong with that. So why, go through all the hassle? You know how things get stripped anyway. So, I mean, there's no reason for me to strip any of this, because it's in good enough condition. So anyway, this is our donor parts here, to get this one back to, how it should be. And there's our figures. We've even got figures to go in there. Well, all I've got to take off of that one, I've got to take the tires off of that one to put on this chassis here. So we've got all our bits. I'm going to do this, drill this out now. Off camera, I ain't going to bother. It's just a case of drilling that one and getting them off. I'm not too fussed about this chassis because it is knackered. All I want is the springs inside of here to make the wings work on the other one, because he ain't got any. And I'll probably use these. This one's bent. This axle's bent. So I should take these tires off and put them on and use the other one. Same with this. I should be taking these tires off. Or, because I don't want to go cutting them off. I don't need to. All I've got to do is take these tires off. And then all these other bits should come out for us to use on the other one. If you get my drift. You'll see as we're going along. Anyway, less waffle, more action. Right then. I've drilled them out. 1, 2. I've done them back ones there. And I've got that one out. So now, we're going to open this one up. And like I said, you've got to be careful opening these, because the springs, the wings want to come out already, like, see. You got to be careful with these. You got to watch you don't damage the wings as well when you're trying to get these off. These gone. The back one's already clear, so this should come apart now. That's so bloody awkward though. You got to be really careful. There, see this. If I flick these wings out, I think that's going to be... Trouble is they won't flick out now because I've moved the spring. I've got to try and get these back ones off. Take them tires off. It's such a horrible model to do this, I tell you. It's a really horrible thing to do. Because opening them, you got to be so careful with them. Just try and get it under there. Like if you see where I'm getting it, I'll take the tire off. There's a little gap there, and that's where you want to try and get them, to get these back ones to come away, or there. It might be better actually, because you want to get that one. Get them off. Once you get them loosened, it should come apart. Right. There's that piece has come out. See, it wants to come away. It's just that last piece on the back. You got to watch it because you don't want to break these, you see, because they're only plastic. I've never known such an awkward model to do than this. That's why I try to stay away from them, really. I mean, thanks Ian for sending it, but I didn't really want to do one. Right, let's take that away carefully. Right. There's our base plate. I'm holding that because there's a spring under there. We want to keep that because we need that. There's a little piece there that goes in the back. Right then. Now, if you look at these, that goes on when you put it back together. That's the second one to put on. You've got to see how they come out, you see. You always put this one on first because it interlocks. There's a little pin there Well, you can see it then. There's a little pin there that pokes down from the body, and then your wings, they go on that piece. One piece goes on there, and then that little lug goes in that groove. So when you put them back together, you put them like that, and you make sure them two things there that are in that, I don't know if you can see that, in that thing there, because that's what makes the actual thing open up. And when you flick it open, they won't do it now because the actual spring's moved. But if I take them out, I'll try and get it to work while it's open. Now there's a piece there. Now there's the spring. That has come out of there. You might not think so, but it has. It doesn't belong there. There's a little pin there, that, and there's a little pin on here. And what you got to do, they're a bloody pain in the ass to put back together. You got to get that spring on that, and it's got to go on this as well. So your best bet is actually put it on this piece first. See, that's how it goes, that. And you see, I never had that open, but that spring managed to jump from in there over to there. You wouldn't think so, would you? But you put that in there like that, and you just push it up until it clicks beyond that piece, like that. You see, this is when you're putting it back together. Look at the bend in that spring already. That's why I said it's so awkward to put together these things. You put that one on there, and that should hold down that spring then. And then you put that one on there, and you get your lug to hold down on that piece. I'll try and make it work. I'm not promising anything, but if I just hold that, that's like it would be closed. And then if you work your lever, you push forward, it comes out. See, it won't come out now because I'm holding it, but there, that's how you get your wings to flip out, you see, like that. And you can see how it's working now, you see. The spring in there pushes it out, like, see, and that gives you that gives it the mechanism to push the wings out. If I let my finger off that, see. And then when you push them back in, if you look at the back here, and that back piece clicks over like that. Did you hear the click? And it clicks over that little back piece there. If you look under there, I'll take the wings off again now. But they are pretty simple to put back. It's just knowing how it works. If you know how it works, then, you know, it's not too bad to put back. But it's getting them wings the right way around. The one with the bend there, that piece there, always goes on the right as you're looking from underneath the car. This one always goes on second. The one with that bit. That one there, I haven't got a piece like that, see? That one goes on first. He's got a line there. And then that piece overlaps that piece, if you know what I mean. Because when it goes back it goes like that, it overlaps it. When they're actually closed, they'll be like that. But you know, it's awkward to show it on the table, but you can see how it works out. See, and then when you push the lever forward there, that releases that and pushes that back, and that's what pushes the wings out either side. So I hope that's explained it for you anyway. It's you know, it's just to show you how it works really. So you know when you put it back, you know what you're doing. You can take a photo of it if you want to. I mean, I don't bother because I like the challenge of working these things out anyway. I'd rather work it out myself how it goes back, you know. Because I mean, it's had to come out, isn't it? So there's only one way it can go back. You know what I mean? If you've had to take it out, there's only one way to put it back. That's the way I look at it. Right, so we want some bits off of here. I'm not worried about this piece. I want that. I I might take that one off actually, because it's better than the other one I got, and I want this piece. So that's going to have to be drilled out. There's a little rivet in there. I've already took the masking thing out, but there's a little rivet in there I've got to drill out. So if you can see it there, I'm going to take that out, so this will come off, and I want this piece as well. So once I get that wheel out of the way, I'm not worried about the rest of this, because I'm not going to use any of this. I've got the exhaust already, so I'm not worried about that. Because as you notice underneath here, there's two bloody great pins there, look, and they can be a right pain to get out. They pull out, they do, but you got to get all this apart to do that. You get the seats apart. If I show you that, I'll work it off, because this does pop off. See, that only, all that does is pops off from there, see, like that. See? And if you look in the back here, if I can get these bloody, I can't get them out now because they're actually pinned in. I think it's them pins that do it. If I can remember how I got my other one out. It's to do with them pins. They're what hold the seats in, but they can be a really pain to get out. There's another rivet there, like, see, if you want to get this off the chassis, you've got to undo that one as well. That's got to come out. But there's so many bloody rivets and stupid things on this thing, it's unbelievable really. But like I said, we're not using this chassis because it's, well, it's ballsed up, isn't it? And you ain't got the front pieces left. We've got our chassis already over here in the box. So all we need off of this one is this screen here. So that's going to come off. I might have to take that off after all to do that, because it might be easier to do that actually, to get all them bits off. And plus I can keep all these bits for spares in, because this chassis is going to go in the bin because it's no good. Yeah, I think I might just drill that out just to get them pieces out, because they pins, it's going to get the seats out. They'll come in handy for spares anyway. So if I just get my drill here, I'm going to use these wings, and I'm going to keep that separate there. I'm not using that. I'm going to use the tyres to get the tyres off, because I ain't using that piece, because although the axle's alright, it's a good wheel piece. I mean, I'm going to have to like shear this off to get this plastic piece off, but that's all that's gone, see, on the other one, so I'm not using that. That can go in the actual box actually. Leave that there. Right, we'll get this piece out. I'll drill this rivet out. Should be able to get the top half off. I can feel it moving now already actually. Let's chuck that away somewhere a minute. Right, now we should be able to separate this thing now. It should fall off now, because that's the only one that holds it on. There we go, and off he comes. And there, that's how easy that is. Yeah, it does come apart quite easy if you look at it. It's not, you know, it's just a pain in the bum putting the bloody thing back together. That's what I found with the first one I've done. Right, I'm going to cut that wheel out of there. If you look at there, there's a little rivet there. So I'm going to shear it off and get him out. And I'm trying not to cut too much of it off. Because I want to use it on the other one. Just wondering if that will be enough. He is moving. I might get my little snippers in there. I might be able to just trim that a bit. Just pull it up slightly, like that. And trim it around. Because I want to leave as much as that rivet on there, really, because it's a better fit when you put it back. So I'll just trim a few bits off. Like that. See, this is all the messing around you've got to do for things, isn't it, when you want to take bits off. Because I'm trying to keep as much of the original bit on there, so it'll slot into the other chassis a lot easier. And it'll have more purchase on, you know, to fix into the other chassis, if you know what I mean. I should be able to lever E off now. It is a rubber tire, so. There we go, he's come off. And now I've got a nice little bit there now to push through into the into our new chassis. I'll flatten that off a bit. If you look, that's what I usually do with these, is I flatten them off a bit. And I might actually try and drill down through there and I have got some little mini rivets to glue in, so I might put a little hole in that and put one of my little mini rivets in there actually to hold it onto the other chassis. That might help it a bit better. So anyway, we want to keep that piece. I'll put that in the old box. See, the other one, what's already off, in the one that I had, what was in bits, is a bit chewed. If you look at that, it's a bit chewed up. That's why I wasn't too keen on using that one. But that one is alright. Right, now this here, this handbrake, I want to get this out because I want to keep this for a spare. Because these handbrakes often go on these. So I'll just bend that up like that. You can't get the spring out. It's not worth bothering trying. Well, you could do, but it's only a bit of piano stuff, wire. There now, I can get that handbrake out now, see? You got to be careful because these can break. Yeah, I'm gonna bend it apart just a slight bit more. Like I say, I'm not worried about this chassis because I'm not worried about breaking any of this off because it's knackered anyway. And it should come out now. Oh, you don't want to come out, but he's coming out. There he comes. There we've got a spare. Got a spare handbrake now. Any future restorations that come along, if I've got to replace an handbrake in one of these, which is the only working mechanism really there is, like, you know, for working anything, because it's only the wings that pop out on this one. There's nothing really else it does. But I mean, that spring, that ain't going to break anyway in a million years, because look how short it is for a start. So that ain't going to go. It's the only thing that go is the handbrake. So that there is rubbish. Don't want it. Right. Now, as I said with the bottom, I've got one here with a good bottom on it. So I'm going to take these lights out. They only come out like that. Look. They got little slots in there. That saying they only go in one way because they're like ovaled. Now we haven't got these on the other one, so I'm going to take them out. Like that, they only come out. We don't need that. So that's all going to go in the bits box. That's going to go in the bits box. I'm not worried about that. I like chucking things around. Right, Now we need some more bits off of here. Like I said, this is gonna have to come off in one piece. So we're gonna have to drill that piece out. So that's a job there. This piece here, that comes out like that. That just pulls out. There's 4 little holes there. We've already got one of them. Now this piece comes off. What you got to do is get in there. This piece here comes off as well, the rubber. If I get my little pliers, there's a little, it links in there, let's say. The actual, the belt that goes around the bonnet. See, it goes in like that, you see. And then it pulls up, it only pops on. See? And that comes off. Now, I don't want this piece. All I want is that, innit? And that. These pieces here can be drilled out anyway, for spares. But I ain't going to do all that now, because I've already got that piece. This is a piece I haven't got. So, we're going to get this piece off here. We need to take this off to get this piece off properly. So all you do, if you look in there, these pieces here are bent over that. So you're going to try and get in there with a little pair of tweezers or something and straighten them pieces out so you can take this, you know, the bonnet cover off. You want to get it nice and flat. I mean, I'm not really fussed about this bonnet cover. I don't know why I'm taking so much care with it, but I just want to show you in case you want to put it back yourselves, you know. I mean, it would be easier if I took this piece off first, but you can do it without taking that piece off. But it is awkward, I must say. See, there's a little tablet. So you can straighten all these out afterwards. There's another tablet. But that, when you get one side like that, it should be pretty easy. See? And then just come off like that. And then you can, if you want to use this again, I mean, this is pretty scratched up, as you can see. It's got good decals, but the actual, you know, bonnet's pretty scratched up, isn't it? That's the only trouble with these. But you can straighten them out again like that. You need to pull that one up because it'll be a job to get back on the house. But, you know, I mean, it's worth keeping for a spare. If you haven't got nothing, it's better than nothing. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's worth keeping it in case you ain't got anything at all. I mean, you could always try and mask this off or something and paint that with some chrome paint. I've never tried it, but, you know, might be able to do it. But there you go, there's another spare bit. Right, now this here piece here, oh, it's one of them molded ones, look. It's actually molded to this. Well, I didn't think that, I thought that was a separate piece, because you can buy these pieces. Well, that's going to have to come off in one piece now then. We're going to have to use this piece instead of the silver bit I got. But it will come off. There's no, if I can get those pins out, they're the buggers now. These here, and they're horrible pins. They're usually a pain to get out. Oh, hang on, this isn't coming out too bad actually. Well, that's a bloody first. I never thought they'd come out as easy as that. Need something a bit stronger, folks. I don't want to break that bloody... I need a bigger screwdriver, I think. Oh, my foot's gone asleep. God, bloody hell. It feels like a 100-weight. Like a diver's boot on my foot. Oh, God. Do I use that one? That's the sort of pins it is, that. They're all twisted. They got like a little twist on them and they push in. That's what holds your seats on. There. So you don't want to lose them when you put it back together again. They come out a lot easier than what I thought they would, actually. Usually they're a pain to get out. Yeah, they've come out now. See? Go in the bits box. Right, now all this will come out now, see? See, that's all that holds your seat in. It just pushes into your seats. All that'll come out. So now we're going to have to take this piece off as well. So we get our drill. I might as well take all the pieces for you lot, and I might as well have done with it. Because no doubt you'll all want to know where all these bits, how they come off anyway, so save you asking me loads of questions on question time. I might as well just show you now and take the whole lot to pieces. Now that piece should pop out now. Get the old screwdriver in there. Again, be careful with it because you don't want to damage anything of it. Just work it gently until it actually feels like it wants to pop off. He's coming off now, look. There he comes. Just be very gentle and patient. Don't be impatient like me. See, it's in such an awkward place. See, that's the trouble with that bloody thing. See, I'm getting impatient now, see. Because I have done this before and I've got it off easier. I probably haven't drilled it enough. All I'm doing is pushing down there, that, in between the top there, and trying to get at where the rivet part is, to try and push it off, and it is gradually coming off, because I don't want to damage it. There. You see? You see, folks? A little bit of patience. That's all it is. Off it come. There, that's that piece off. Right, now, this piece, we want to get this piece off. So, I'm going to drill that front rivet out, where it says Jen. I'll get the old drill in there. Perhaps I should use a small thing on that, if I get off camera here a minute. Yeah, I'm looking at that. I'm going to use a little drill first. For that, because it will do a better job, methinks. So I'll get the little drill now, because there is a little hole there. Look. I'll get it started there. There is a centre hole. Get that one on there. I'm using my battery drill because I don't really want to use anything too powerful on these little bits. Yeah, I've got to take that off. I was just wondering if I could do it in any way without taking that off and get it all off in one piece. So let me just try. I don't know if it does come off in one piece actually. Actually, I might be lucky. No, I don't think that. No, that rivet's got to come out because that is holding that. It doesn't come off, if I remember. It's only the other one that did. Right. Don't be afraid of it, because you're going to put another rivet in there anyway. So don't be worried about it. I want to get this off because I'm going to spray the other piece up. Let's have a look at this one. Yeah, he's nearly there, look. But I want to show you how to take these apart anyway. So I mean, I could just mask all this off and just do that piece, but I want to sort this out because it's a bit scruffy and scrappy looking. So I'd rather take it off and have done with it, if you know what I mean. Deal with it before I put it all back together like. A bit more. Oh, just knocked the camera. Sorry guys about that. Should be able to get a bit of movement now. Like I say, you got to be kid gloves with this stuff. It ain't gonna come off yet. The mess I'm making here. He ain't gonna come off yet. He needs a bit more yet. So we'll go for a bit more. It ain't far away, folks. So what I'm doing now is breaking the edges of the rivet off. If you can see that, I can get the screwdriver in there now. I'll zoom in a bit. Where I'm breaking the edges off. See? Broke a bit off there. I'm just breaking these edges off, like twisting it like that. By doing it that way, it's the only way I can get it off. And then he should pop off then. But as you see, it is coming off. These bits. They certainly knew how to put these things together. That's all I can say. I don't know what they thought was going to happen. I mean, the way they put this together was ridiculous, really. I mean, right, let's see if I can get it off now. I'll pop that bit out. See, it's coming out, that. See? Pop the other bit out. There he goes. Just getting that front piece to let go. There he goes, that. Get that off, and there it is. There's the front piece off. Yeah, it's all one piece, this piece. On the other one, the lights were put on separately. So I think this could be like a newer version. I'm not sure. But, you know, we can still use it. So anyway, have a bit of a clear up here, and I'm going to get all my parts ready, what I'm going to use, and I'll be right back. Okay, right, we're back. I've as you can see, I've given all this a nice undercoat, so that's all ready for painting. And I say painting because that's what we're going to be doing. because I have not got a spray colour to match this Chitty Bang Bang. But what I have got is this Umbro, which I did use on one quite a while back now, and it's metallic number, what is it, 55, and this is the closest colour I can get to Chitty Bang Bang's. You know, it's like a woody sort of coppery sort of mixed colour. It's a funny old colour, so I'm going to actually hand paint it. But when I've finished it and varnished it up, you won't know the difference. Anyway, that's that bit. The next bit, I'll let that dry. I've actually sprayed all this black, matte black. I'll mask the lights up for now, because I want to put this back to the silver that, you know, the other one was, because this was all gold, if you remember. I want to put the silver on there, so what I'm going to do is use my Molotow, and I'm going to brush it on really thick. I mean, I don't have to do this. I'm going to brush it on really thick there. I've got my bonnet ready, then the bonnet will go on like that and wrap around wherever it goes. Oh, I can't get the bloody thing off now. That wraps around there, and you've got the little tabs underneath, as I did show you. They clip up around there. So and there's me belt that goes on. So that's going to be for that, but I've got to get all this Molotowed up with nice chrome Molotow before I go any further with that. So I'll let that dry off. I've drilled all these out now as best I can. I've actually gone through there. I got a bit carried away now and I come right through. But luckily enough, it's the side where the actual spare tyre goes, so it's not going to be seen. As you can see, it's right next to where the spare tyre goes in, not the O. So that's going to go in there and cover that up. But this one was drilled out by somebody else, and it's a right mess, because there's a bigger hole there than what I need. So I'm going to have to try and, what I'll probably do when I put this back in is put a load of the old glue in there, and mix a bit of stuff up. That's where it's supposed to go, that. But somebody's made a right mess of it, and they've made the hole too big. If you look at the old chassis, the one that's broke, when I drilled that out, there's just a hole there, look, you see. But this one, somebody's gone and made a slip with a drill nut and made it too big. But I can't use this chassis because it ain't got the front pieces. That's the piece we're doing away with. So I'm going to have to fill all that. I'm going to have to put the old wheel in like that, glue it as best as I can, and then fill the rest up with the old bicarbonate soda glue mix. It's about all I can do, and then just cover it over with a bit of black paint or something. I mean, that should hold it anyway. I mean, it's not like it's going to be took off to be used. So there you go. But I've drilled these little holes out here. I've used a 1.6 or 1.7 drill to drill them out. So I'm going to try and make some little tiny rivets to go in there. And I've got that one. That's a 2mm on that one. So that's all drilled out ready. So we can put it all back. But yeah, we're coming on. So the next job, I'm going to have to paint this piece up in this here. And I'm not going to bore you with all that process, because it's just a paintbrush and Molotow and a paintbrush and Umbro. I might actually go indoors and do this, actually. Annoy the missus. So when I come back, it should be all painted and hopefully lacquered. Because I have lacquered before with this. It's enamel paint. It goes alright with the car paints. I have used enamel paint before and lacquered something afterwards with the car paint, and it's been alright. So there's a little tip for you. Oh, I've got to do these as well. Look, they're gold, so they've got to be Molotowed up as well. So then again, have they? I don't know. I don't suppose it would matter if they was left gold. I might leave them gold actually. I don't think it'll make much difference. But anyway, that's another bit we got to do now. Right, here we are back again. I've got everything all set up for reassembling this menagerie. It might look complicated, but believe me, it isn't as bad as it looks. You just got to do it in the correct order, really, so you don't balls yourself up, and you put a piece in and then you can't get another piece in there because you've glued a bit before you need to. Right, to start with, the bit we got to do is this piece. So move that out of the way for now, and we got to get this piece back on here. So what we want is a bit of glue on the end of there, because that's where we drilled that piece out. It's got a bit mucky. As you can see, it didn't come up too bad. I've hand painted this, but then I've lacquered it, so don't look too bad. It don't look no different than spraying, if you sprayed it really. Once you get the lacquer on it, there wasn't no brush strokes on it anyway, so yeah, it's come up alright. So I'm quite pleased how that came out. Right, first thing is get this little sucker on. Now this just clips on. I've clipped all the I pushed all this exhaust in because that just pushes in the hose, and I put new lights in the front there. Look. So all we got to do now is get that on there, but I'm going to put a bit of glue on there first, and I'm going back to the old bit with the wire. I'm going back to my old-fashioned way because I don't trust that bloody super glue. So I'm going to do it with my wire. So we'll stick a nice ample bit on there. Right, so now, there's a bit of muck on there, look. Get that off right away. Right, so now we can stick that in there. And now this has got to push down and clip into position onto that piece, but we've got to get it in the front piece as well. This is an awkward bit, and me trying to do it in front of you lot is making it even more awkward. So I'm going to just move it out of the way a sec, just to clip it in, because I can get more pressure on it back here. There, I've pushed it in. All I did was push down there, and then that clips the pieces around how they're meant to go, like that. Now this exhaust, when you mount this back on the chassis in a minute, that there, it does go under there. You'll see when you push it on anyway, that, that's how it goes. Right, the next bit, we're going to put the actual dash in. So, I'm going to put a little bit of glue on there. There's a lot of gluing involved with this one now, because a lot of these rivets, I have made little rivets to replace where I drilled out where there weren't any. But you're going to have to glue quite a few of these odd bits back here, like, where you can't put a rivet, if you know what I mean, because it's too thin. Right, so the next bit, make sure you put it on the top, the right way up. The next bit we're going to do is drop that one in there. That just, if I can get it in there. See, this is why nobody likes doing these, because they're so bloody awkward to do. There's so many awkward pieces got to go back in there. There's the dash in. Next bit, we've got to put these seats in, because as you know, underneath we've got them pins, so you got to get the seat in properly. There it goes, that's where it goes, and there's like a pin what you put in there, these funny old rivets here, so they got to go back in there, and they can be a pain in the ass to get back in as well. I mean, they're only meant to push in, but it's easier said than done. I think what I'm going to have to do is put something there, because they're supposed to be twirled in. Let's see, if you look at it, there is a thread on them, but I'm just wondering whether it would go back that way. I can't remember. I put the other ones in on the other one now. what I did. I might have done it this way by twirling them. Just twisting them in. Probably was the way I done it. Yeah, if you just turn them like that. Treat them like a screw. And they'll go in easier. I'm out of breath doing this now. Yeah, that's the way to do it. You gotta twist and push them at the same time. Just do it a bit at a time. Take your time with it. But they will go in there. See, that's going in there now, that, see? It's got to go just a touch more, but that's the idea. I'm going to do the other seats off camera, because it's going to be a pain in the ass. What you got to do is put that one in there like that, and then get that top on. So you want to glue that piece on there, really, and then pull that back, because you won't get the seat back or else afterwards. So you got to get the front one in and pull that back like that, because it all links in together, you see, like that, see. So I'm going to just do that a minute, just to show you. Put the seat in there if you want. I'll just show you that. I'll glue that piece in. I'll put it in with the seat, don't forget. Just put a little bit on the edge. Ain't gonna hurt it. Now put that piece in with your seat like that. Because otherwise you're gonna be ballsed up with the getting the seat back in there. Let's see, it's got to lip over that. And then just push it together. Then you can get your other pin. Get the other pin to go in the back of there. Like that, see? And that'll hold that seat in. But I'm going to just do these pins off camera a minute, because I'm all in the way, everything's in the way here. I can't move here. So just give us a sec. Right, everybody, I'm back again. I cheated. I actually got my Dremel and I cut some screw slots in the actual buttons. And with the heat from the Dremel warming up these screws, I managed to screw them in while they were hot, and they've gone in a lot easier. So the seats are now solid, and I've also put E back in, Caractacus Potts, Dick Van Dyke. I've put E back in as well. So now, next bit, I had a bit of a mishap on me bloody glue as well. I knocked it over, picked it up quick. So I'm going to have to buy another one now, because I spilt half the bloody bottle. So I've had to mop that up as well. Right, the next bit is put it on the old base plate. Right, now this is a tricky bit now. What you want to do is get them back pieces, the two pins in the back there, that, in there. The exhaust is right, that's where that goes. And then push down on the front. So you line this hole up here, there's a hole there, that. And there's a rivet got to go in there, so we've got to line that up. And that's got to push in nice and tight if I can get it in there. It's a bit of a bugger to get in sometimes, but it will go in there eventually. Get in there. He can be a little bugger there. He's gone in, and if you look, he don't go all the way in. If you see what I mean, he only goes so far. So make sure you're getting as far as he's meant to go. So you can see in there that I've grown that off a bit. But if I do this off camera, I can't reach over. I'll be back again. Sorry about this, folks, but it's so awkward putting this thing together. I'm just showing you step by step so you know how to do it, but when it comes to pushing stuff like this, I can't do it because I'm reaching over things. One sec. Okay, I've got it pushed in. Now this is when you want to put that rivet in now. The one that goes in there. Because you don't want to go putting it in when we got the base plate on, because you'd be a long way away from it. So I've got a rivet all prepared for it. Just hope I've got enough glue left now to do it. Put a little dribble in there like that. There, spread the glue. And then we'll stick our rivet in there. Well, easier said than done with my bloody great butter fingers. Tip fingers, I should say. Knocking that bottle over just now. God, what a stupid move that was. It was like a bloody tsunami of super glue going everywhere. Right, so that's done. Right then, the top half is, well, nearly finished now. We might as well stick this bit in. That's the bit that I said to you, I'm going to have to fill some of that up because there's a bigger hole than what I need. So I'm going to put a bit of glue on there, just to tack it there, like that. And then I'm going to put some of me bicarbonate on there to fill the rest up, to make the rest of the body up. So I'll get a bit of glue on this wheel in a minute. So I'm going to put it in there now. As you can see, just pushing in like that. Getting in there. There's the top of the rivet, that. And just get it tacked into place like that. See, that's where he goes. Because the other bit with the snake, the outer thing, that just all clips on afterwards. We're not worried about that for a minute. But that load that wheel on, so I'll let him go off for a sec. I'll have a puff on my fag a minute. I know it's a bad habit, but doing this sort of work stresses you out. That's my excuse. Right. Now, what I'm going to do, if I put it there like that, you can see it a bit easier. If I zoom in slightly, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some glue around here now, like that. Get my carbonate soda. I should have all this ready, I know. It should be. This is showing there's no water. Nothing new in this place. And then just chuck it on there like that. There's only a little dribble of water. Well, I don't know what she wants me to do about it. The water's going off all the time. What's I going to do? Magic it up out of thin air. Fed up with it. It's always been switched off down my area, on my well, where I live anyway. Right, so that's all I've done there. I'm going to blow off the excess now. And there you see, that's not going anywhere. So we'll give that a bit of a brush up there. Pardon me. And I shall cover that over with some black. I'll blacken that over. But there's our wheel back on anyway. He's solid, he ain't going nowhere. It's only for show anyway, that one. So that's that bit done. Let's go and sort the missus out a minute and see what she's up to. Right, I'm back again. Now, what we could do now, we could get our lights, these things, and we can put them in if we want now. In the old put them in the right way round, I suppose would help. Put them in the back of there. I mean, you can tack them in if you want to. Ain't gonna hurt, because the body holds them on anyway, so I think what I will do is tack them on. So it's one thing we won't forget, because we don't want to forget to do that. So just put a little bit in there, tacky in. You see how they go in, that bit goes on the top, the little bit of the ridge goes on the top. So if we just tack them in like that, they're slightly bent easier, they are old ones. They're off the other model, so. And then we get the bit. Tack the other one in. But like I say, they only go in one way, because they are shaped. Get in. You don't want it going there, but they gotta. See, that's the trouble. Get in there. What's the matter with this one now? It'll only go in one way, and I'm putting it in the one way that it's meant to go in. So why won't it go in? Crying out loud. Gonna have to get the old pliers on this, I'm afraid, because I'm had enough already. I'm not messing around anymore with this. It's in there. Can't argue with them. Right, so then we got our backlights on there like that. See, that's that done. Right, next bit. Base plate on. Well, this is the old base plate here, isn't it? Yeah, because I've got that on. What's that on about? I was looking at that just now. I've got the base plate on. Yeah, Wally. Right, next bit. We've got to put the old wheels and the wings back. So, first of all, we shall stick our wheels on. Now, I'm pretty sure I'm right, it goes that way. And that, the longest one goes up there, yeah. Now these has got to squeeze into here, so what I'd advise you here to do is use a pair of pliers, but very carefully. Bottlenose, or be very careful with this bit. You want to slot that piece of plastic into that piece. They can be a bugger. There. He's gone in. They can be a bugger to get in. Just there. That's it. You gotta be very careful with that bit, folks, because you don't want to bust this. You bust that, and then that's it. End of bloody story. It means you got to order another piece like this and go through all the rigmarole, taking axles off and piss balling around with it. And the back ones, oh hang on, there is a little funny little piece like that. I don't know if you've noticed. That goes over there. It's a stupid little thing. All it is, it's just part of the suspension there, that, and it goes over that piece, and that's all it does. Right, now the next part are wings. If you remember, put the spring on like that first, on the back of there, look. And that, it's got to go on that piece up there. There's a little pin up here, and then you've got to just slot it in like that, and that clicks up like that. See how far that spring comes out when he's clicked up. Well, what you want to do is let him go, because you're not going to get it on there properly else. Do it in the relaxed position, because that spring will come flying out. I don't know why that little pin up there isn't a bit longer really. You'd think it would be a bit long. I mean, look at the length of that one there, that. And then you've got a stupid little pin up the top there. But it's so awkward. This is the worst part really, is mucking about trying to get this back together. So right, we want to get that on there. And just click it, let it click down like that. Right, these wings, when they go on, they're going to be in the open position. So you've got to get that one on there. This one with a line on it goes on this side, the left hand side, look at it underneath. And then your actual lug goes in there. So when you put it back together, you're putting it back together in the open position, because you don't want that spring coming out. You can shut it all up when you put the base plate on, when this goes back on, because that'll stop it. And then you put your other one like that, and that one goes in the other lug like that, see? And that's how they open and close. So you want it about there. See, he's trying to get out now, that. You want it about there, just to make sure that one's in that lug. Right, now this is where you need 3 hands. That one's got a slightly longer pin in that one, because this one overlaps there, so you always know you've done it right, because there's a slightly longer pin in one wing. Right, you've got to get this on now without them wings coming out. So you're going to try and balance that now. Get one side. Get it near enough where it's got to go. And then we've got to get that down. Got the front bit there, that's lined up. And then we've got to get this back piece down. I don't want to go down there now, because I've got the bloody... I'm going to go for a dummy fit here a minute, because this is doing my head in now. I've had enough of this poxy car. This piece here I don't want to go in now, because of the lights is on there. I've got a feeling that these bars need bending out slightly, because it's not going to plan. See, it's not. Yeah, I'm going to slightly have to bend them out. Whether they have been bent in the past, I don't know. Right, give me a sec. I bent them out slightly, folks. I'm trying to put this down because I want to see if I've got them lights pushed right in. It looks like I have. Right, the spring's in. Is that back piece going to go in there? See, that's where it's meant to go. Ah. It's sliding in from the back a bit easier now. Right, so now I got it. We get our wings again. Put them on in the open position, remember, like that. So now we can. That piece slides in. It slides in like that, if you can see what I mean. There, like that. And you've got to slide it forward to line it up with the actual front ones. See, this is why these are so bloody awkward to do. Nobody wants to touch them, I don't think, because they are a pain to get right. They can be awkward to do. All I'm going to have to do is just wiggle it forward. See my front wings come out again now, let's see. I'll get it as forward as far as I can. Yeah, that wings come out of the pin. I could be here for days doing this, folks, but you wouldn't care, would you? So that's got to go right forward like that. That's ready to drop down now, see? Now, try again. Get that on the pin. Is that on the pin? You can see under there. I don't know if you can see under there. It's got to go in that pin there. Now that's... have we got it? I've got it on lined up near enough. Oh, you bugger, that one's come out, look. So we get that on the pin there. I'm just wondering. No, it's come off. I think the pin's moved again. The spring's come out, something's happened. Ian Hulley, he did say to me when he sent this here, and he said, oh, you better put back an hour or so to do this one. I thought, yeah, right, don't think so, but I don't know so much now. Looking at the way it's going so far. I want that to stay down there. So we get this one in first, as I said. And then get down. Have we got it? I don't know, he says. We'll soon find. Have we got it? Is it there? I think we might have done it, folks. Oh, I haven't put the back wheels in. What a jerk. Oh, you're having a laugh. You're having a bloody laugh. We've got it now as well. Oh, Christ. What a asshole. You gotta start all over again. God. I had it then. Fancy forgetting the stupid wheels. I might be lucky, folks. I don't know if it's moved. It might not have moved. Has it? No. Ooh. I don't know how that happened, but it hadn't moved. Oh, I thought I had all these rivets sorted out, but I forgot to do a rivet for their lot. Let's click that together. Right, let's try it first before we lock anything up here. So I don't want to go locking it all up and then not firing out or doing anything. Yes! Success. Right. Now, all I've got to do is put these little rivets in what I made. And I've got to get another one done for that back piece. Oh, here we go. I'm doing an impression of Martin Dare and his tweezers. There we go. Get him in there. That'll pin that while I get another rivet sorted out for the big rivet. See, in here, these bits, there wasn't no rivets in there. It was like them flared out type things I've told you about before. And you just had to shear the tops off, but I've put rivets back there, little tiny ones. You can get these from Dinky Club. They do 3 different size rivets. dinkyclub.com. And these are the I think they're medium actually, they're not small. Yeah, I think they're the medium size rivets. And I've got a couple got to go in there as well. Oh yeah, I did have one that I've used the same size for that middle piece. I don't need to, because I can use the a bigger one for that one, but I'll put that in there for now. That's going to be enough to hold it anyway, I think. I don't think we're going to have any problems with this one not holding. Already had a problem with the bloody glue all over the table. Oh, I need some tweezers, I can't get my fingers in there. See, that's why they're sticking to the thing now, see, because they were in the tsunami just now with the super glue tsunami I had. Right, I'm going to just push these in. Right, let's see, back together. We're getting there. Last bit. Or last 2 bits out there, just pushes in. So no glue in there. You see, look, it just all pops in like that. As he's on. If I'm getting in there. I'm sorry this has been a bit of a mess, this video, folks, but I've had a few problems on this one, but you know, these things happen. There's not a lot you can do about it, I'm afraid. I think it's shut that up now. Yeah, that's working alright. Last bit is the old front, isn't it? Just putting a bit. Hopefully that'll be enough to hold that in. Push that down. Yeah, that should do it, folks. And there we go. Oh, thank God for that. Okay, folks, this is what we started with. As you remember, the front suspension was well, gone. The two forks that meant to come out the front of the chassis, they both broke off, so the plastic suspension part can be attached. That's why I've put it up like that, so you can see. And what I had to do, as you know, is use a chassis from another wrecked model. Apart from that, I mean, this one here had most of the bits to it. I know it didn't have the figures with it, but I did have them because Ian sent me you know, a few other bits and that. He found a box of goodies. There you see it down on its suspension, but it is knackered at the front because there's nothing supporting it. But he did send me a box of goodies and that, you know, so I could put the figures in. He had the figures and that for it that he picked up somewhere. I don't know where he got it from, but anyway, after we did our magic on it, we ended up with a nice looking car at the end. And well, there she is. What a difference. It's now looking the part. It's got these figures in it, and again, it's all been repainted. The actual the wood part, I used a tin of Humbrol paint because I had a coppery coloured Humbrol paint, and that's the only colour I could get as close a match as I could for the for this model. And then once it was lacquered, I mean, you know, well, as you can see, you can't really sort of tell. But yeah, quite happy how it turned out in the end. So if you enjoyed this video and you want to see some more, please click the subscribe button, add a like, and well, I'll be back again as soon as I can. But till then, it's bye bye from me. See you next time. Bye bye.